again, everyone. It's Inspiring Women on a Mission. I'm Kelly. This is my dear friend Nancy. And today we're going to talk about who inspires us. So Nancy's got a few people that she'd like to chat about that have given her a lot of inspiration in her life. And so Nancy.
Thanks, Cal.
Thanks, Cal.
This topic is very dear to me, and it's not just women that have inspired me, but there have been many in my life. Many names pop into my mind. One name that keeps coming up for me is a friend of mine, Noreen. I won't say her last name. She lived in the Lower Mainland, outside of Vancouver, and I met her prior to my mom passing away. And she's a mom of her own. She's probably a grandmother now, and I haven't seen her in a number of years. I've lost touch with her, but she was there for me when I lost my mother prematurely. My mother passed when I was 25, and she was only 55 years old. And Noreen opened her home to me on a regular basis, and I joined her and her family for dinner, and she was a sister, a mother, a mentor. And had it not been for her, I don't know if I would have been able to keep my sense of sanity, my sense of that things were going to turn all right, my faith, my hope that my life was going to be all right.
So she provided that family that you were probably really missing at that time. And a
Big time.
Mother figure, is she a little bit older?
Little bit, but more like an older sister.
Okay.
But an amazing human being, an amazing children, a wonderful husband, Jim, who was also like a brother to me, and wonderful family, wonderful children. And if she ever has the opportunity to see this one day, just love to you, Noreen, and all the amazing things that you said and did, and how you were there for me.
Hopefully she'll see it one day.
I hope so.
I hope so.
And then a lot of my high school buddies, or they were probably even elementary school buddies, they were great inspirations to me over my life. Angie, Rondi, Shani, Nikki, Erica, Claire, there's so many, I can't even think of all their names. But they were all always, cheering and rallying for each of us, and being our own cheering section through high and low times in our lives, and making fun and having laughs and getting into lots of trouble. And there, when we had our first boy kisses and boy tears and serious stuff and not so serious stuff. And then one of them gave me a nickname years ago, Champagne, and I said why, and I'd been away that summer with another friend traveling, and it was because I was so bubbly. And I was like, yay, that's really nice. I didn't, because, teachers when I was in like grade 4 or 5 were not so complimentary, the names like Chatty Cathy or... But they saw me in the best light, I guess. So, cheers to wonderful, amazing friends.
Maybe it was because you had champagne taste on a beer or something.
Yeah, I've heard that expression too. But
yeah, that's what my dad used to tell me.
No, so and then my mother was a great inspiration to me, and my grandmother, and so many girlfriends along the way. Kelly, obviously. We've talked about this in previous videos and posts. So how can a friend give a kidney to your husband and save your husband's life? Well, I go through it every day. I wake up and think of this beautiful lady, or go to sleep thinking of her.
Thank you.
If my life ended today, I even thought about that. Like if I didn't get to travel here or go do this, or if my life ended today, whatever it was, my life has been so blessed. I have been so inspired by so many and women. I see people in wheelchairs that I don't know, or I see people with disabilities that I don't know, and they're laughing and joking, and they have a friend nearby or a family member, and I see the love and I think what joy and what beautiful people that they're having a laugh and that they have somebody to love and inspire and support them. And I feel what blessings they have, and just being a person sitting back and watching what's going on for them. Or maybe that they're having a hard time and that they've fallen off the curb, or that they've stumbled out the door and somebody else goes out and helps them, and or somebody crosses the street or stops their car to help somebody. And I think that's the kind of person that I want to know, and I'm inspired by just from a distance or across the room or in the mall. Or
is there somebody that like maybe somebody famous also that you've been inspired by? Think of
Gloria Steinem, perhaps. Throw the bra away.
There you go.
Probably that's the biggest one that comes to my mind right now. Yeah, how about you, Kelly? Who have you been inspired by?
Well, I
From a
think
female perspective. I mean, there's lots of men I'm sure we've all been
well,
inspired by.
you know, I talked about my dad before. I think
Mhm.
he was very inspirational, but probably my mom as well, just because of the burden that she had to bear, and she did it with such grace and tenacity and persistence and
And
you know,
dignity and
yeah,
self-respect.
and dignity, exactly. So I think, you know, my mom is probably one of the top ones. My sister,
Because she's a nurse. She's
my
such
sister
a beautiful,
Teresa,
amazing person.
you know, my sister Teresa has, she's got 3 children. She's married. She's had her share of hardships as well. She's a neonatology nurse, and so I used to always say, you know, my job, you know, I make things pretty. When I have a bad day, it means maybe somebody, you know, window treatments didn't fit right or something like that. It's really pretty minor in the grand scheme of things. When she has a bad day, it means she's lost a baby. A baby has died. And for her to go in there every single day and
Do
take
that
care
job.
of these little tiny babies, where you have to intubate them, you have to give IVs. Like, I've gone to see where she works, and I can't get through that whole ward without crying. I'm a blubbering idiot when I go
Takes
there.
a special person.
It just, I
To
mean,
do that kind of work? And to not lose themselves and to not lose
and
their
she-
beautiful spirit.
She does this day in and day out. She's raised 3 beautiful children. Her boys are twins. Her daughter was diagnosed with juvenile diabetes when she was only about maybe 3 or 4 years old. So she's had a couple of, you know, things like that she's had to deal with. Now Holly's a beautiful, she's gone through her 2nd year of college, I believe. And her children are brilliant. They're smart. They're athletic.
A testament to good
Yeah.
mothering and an inspiring woman and good parenting.
Yeah, my sister always inspires me with just how she's led her life. She's very giving. She's funny as hell. We have a great time together. I don't get to see her very often anymore, but when we do, it's like
I've had the good pleasure of meeting her a couple times.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Well, she came and cared for me when I did get my kidney. Teresa came up and took the train up and stayed with me and was my own private nurse. So we were there for her birthday and stuff. So yeah. So she just, you know, I guess she owed me though because she.
Because what are sisters for?
Well, no, years ago she fell. She was ice skating. She fell. She broke her shoulder and her thumb. And the boys were only maybe 8 months old. 10 months
Her
old.
twins?
The twins were, and Holly wasn't quite 2, so I came out for 3 weeks and stayed with her and cared for her.
While she was
So I mean,
incapacitated.
and that's what you do. So, but you know, she just is a beautiful person. A lot of my other family members, my cousin Lori, is always an inspiration. She just lost her husband this past summer. And she's always been a rock in our family. She's helped so many people. Within our family, kids that have maybe gone astray a little bit, she's kind of the glue that holds that part of our cousins together. So I've always admired her grace, her spirit. She's just a really beautiful person as well.
another inspiring person.
Mhm, yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. There are so many. I mean, we could spend hours on the inspiring
Mhm.
topic. I would love to hear from some of you out there if you'd like to make some comments on
Yeah.
YouTube or on our
On our Facebook page.
And if this sort of topic is appealing to you.
Yeah. Tell us who's inspired you and why they have. I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be a famous person. It can be. It could be even a book you may have read or somebody that's really fought for an unjust. I'm thinking of that one girl over in Afghanistan, Malaya, I think is her name, who was shot in the head. Education for girls over there in Afghanistan, and I read her book, and that was a very inspiring story for me to read. And she was also one of the things that led my son Matt to really think about going into the Marine Corps.
Because of her
because of her.
inspiring
He read an article when she was on the cover of Time magazine, and he thought that that's one way he could help. So people like that can be inspiring as well.
Absolutely. So love to hear how you feel, perhaps that somebody's inspired you, a friend, a teacher, a mentor, a boss, a neighbor, and perhaps any suggestions
Yeah.
for us, any topic ideas. We would love to hear from them.
Yeah, so we're Inspiring Women on a Mission. Thank you for tuning in. And please share the video if you feel like you'd like to share it with your friends and family. We'd love to have you do that. And leave comments for us on our page or on our YouTube channel. Thanks so much.
Thank you. And I'm Nancy.
I'm Kelly. We're signing off for now.